In this video, traders, we're going to look at some of the most common questions asked by retail traders. One specific question is asked more than many. Stay tuned. Hey guys, a warm welcome to you. So if you're on this video, you are one of the few traders who wants to improve their trading through their own discipline, their own actions. You're not looking for the next big win. You're not looking for the next stock that's going higher, the next setup. You know the key to long-term trading success is to build the foundations. Well, if you're new to this channel, you're in the right place. We like to build the foundations from discipline, from mindset, from strategy, from setups, all those things to become better traders bit by bit throughout our trading career. And if you're already a subscriber, I appreciate your subscription. Thank you. Okay, so we are now down to this question. I don't stick to my stops, or a variant of that. I see this so many times, whether I see it in the public domain, like in websites, forums, chat rooms, that kind of stuff, or personal emails, or face-to-face in kind of meetup groups that I go to and run as a trader. All this thing is like, hey, I can't stick to my stops, my discipline, my discipline, my discipline. Now, we do loads of videos here on this channel about discipline and focus and trying to get that, because I believe if you build that, then you can get to where you want to be, or you can at least get much more progress than you did. It's the one thing that gives you an ROI. You spend 5 hours improving your discipline every week or whatever it may be, you will see a return on that investment. But anyway, digressing. I don't stick to my stops. Let's have a look at this. So this is going to be like, hey, I don't put a stop in. I put a stop in, I pull it. I have a mental stop and I don't pull the trigger on it. I get stopped, but I go back straight in again. Anything like that. You know, the real way we should be doing it is we go into a trade, the market goes in a direction or it doesn't, comes down, stops us out. We forget about it. We look for the next trade. We move on. It's doing anything other than that. So why do we do this? And there's plenty of reasons why people think this is the case. Some of it's true, some of it's not. Emotional trading. You know, I'm trading from an emotional perspective. It's so much, I'm like fear and greed that I'm allowing that to make my decisions for me. So I'm frightened of loss. You know, I think this is a great trade. I'm greedy for more gain, whatever it may be. So that's one side. Rather than approaching it from a logical perspective with my trading plan, I need to execute my trading plan as I should be, as no emotion needs to come into this. What am I doing? And we can go into that more in a second. Another one is discipline issues. This is really the fundamental of it all, guys. You know, this kind of covers it all, a catch-all, but people say, hey, I'm just badly disciplined. There are ways that we can improve our discipline, guys. There are two distinct different things, right? Emotional trading and discipline. There are ways we can improve it. There are ways that we can put into plans that we can put in place that helps us stick to our rules. Number 3, trouble accepting loss. You have got to accept before you take the trade that is the loss. You know, what am I losing on this? If you have trouble accepting the loss, you need to dial down the size. So if, for example, you're losing $1,000 on this trade and you don't want to lose $1,000, you shouldn't have taken the trade. If you're losing $200 on the trade, you feel comfortable losing $200, you found that's okay. So if you have trouble accepting the loss, then your position size is too big. It's an easy fix, that one. Okay, number 4, inbuilt problem. Many people say, oh, you know, it's because of this, it's because of what I've had before. I had a failed business, I had this, I had that. And you know what? Maybe it plays a small part, but honestly, guys, there are people who are at significantly high levels of trading success, business success, athletes, whatever it may be, who have plenty of things that they could use as an excuse for not executing or doing something they want to do in the realm that they're in. So you know what? Don't use that excuse. Inbuilt problem, you can get over it. You can do something without it. If you need to say, hey, you know what, maybe there is something there, but it doesn't stop me from being disciplined. It doesn't stop me from executing what I need to do. I just need to exercise that muscle. Okay, next one, guys, another loser. What I've put in here, in brackets, is another loser, is that I get it, right? If you're losing trading, you're losing money, you don't want another loser. The last thing you want when you've had a bad week is another loser. And so how do you prevent another loser? you don't exit it, right? You pull your stop out. It's not a loser until I can't take the loss. It's that when you're in that mindset, you've got to have the ability to go, whoa, hey, my thinking has now gone from, professional trader approach to pure gambler approach. I've crossed that line, pull all my risk out and reassess. And that's the ultimate thing you need to do. You need to learn that process, that warning side of, whoa, pull everything out because, you know what, I'm now thinking differently. It's not another loser. And if you're thinking that, then before you place another trade, my advice is to completely reframe your mind, completely reset it and say, hey, you know what, I need to trade in this way because if I lose, I'll win eventually. I need to stick to my trading plan and strategy. And you know as well as I do that if you don't stick to your stop, even if you make money on that, all you're doing is reinforcing a bad habit. Stops are there for a reason. There's it's another video completely topic about where to put stops and something is from a technical operational perspective, but sticking to them again is kind of the other side of the coin. If your stop isn't in the right place and you always feel like you're getting stopped out, that might be a technical issue, and that might then overflow into the mental issue of not sticking to your stops because you think the stops aren't in the right place. So you need to fix that first. Once that's fixed, position size is fixed, stops fixed, then you can fix the mental issue of sticking to the stop. Okay, and the final one I've got for you guys is too much weight on one trade. Similar to the loser, but very often as traders, hands up, been there as well. I'm sure you may have if you've been trading for a while. We put too much emphasis on one trade. This is a great trade. There's so much research on this. This is a beauty, absolute beauty. You're in, you go in, you've prepared, starts to go your direction, everything goes well. You think, yeah, I nailed this one, I've nailed this one. Comes around, turns around, comes back, comes to your stop. You're like, well, I've done all this. It's a great trade. It's a great trade. It's going to go up 10 times this. Everything's sitting right. Let me just move my stop. Let me just pull my stop out for now. And then it goes lower, and you're like, oh, and it comes back up again. You say, well, if it goes below that lower, come out. Then it sort of sits there and does nothing for a while, and you're tense because it's below the level you said you were going to get out. Then it goes lower still. You know the score. We've all been there. We've all done that, or most of us have been there and done that. And that's because we're putting too much weight on one trade as opposed to putting the weight on the process. Talk a lot on this channel about the process, about the way that we do it. That's where we should put our emphasis. The trades that come into it are just coming like a funnel, and out should come winning trades. More winning trades than losing trades are ultimately more money than more winning in terms of monetary value than losers, not necessarily number of trades. You get the point. And that's what we should be looking at, the process, refining that process rather than looking at each individual trade. And very often we do put a lot of weight onto one trade, and that's because we're putting pressure on ourselves from performance before, from performance we have to have in the future, from financial restrictions, constraints and requirements, all that kind of stuff. So if you're not sticking to your stops, write down what you think it is. And then it could be any one of these, it could be something else. And comments in the comment section below if you've got another thing that comes up that's outside of this. And then formulate a plan of how to overcome that specific thing. Rather than saying, I don't stick to my stops and making this big, whole, massive global problem, why don't you stick to your stops? Write down some ideas why, and then work on fixing those, not the bigger problem. Once those are fixed individually, that will help improve you sticking to your stops. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.